Ariana Grande did it again. One post, one sentence, and the internet loses its mind. The photo appeared without warning on her Instagram in the early hours of the morning, 2:17 a.m. to be exact. It wasn't a selfie, not a glamorous red carpet shot. Just a dark studio, a microphone bathed in soft blue light, and a single line in the caption, "He moves like a memory." No emojis, no tags, nothing to explain what it meant. Yet somehow, it was enough to set the world ablaze with one question. Was she talking about Jungkook from BTS? The coincidence was too perfect to ignore. Only a few days before, Jungkook had been spotted in Los Angeles, quietly entering a private studio in Burbank, the very same area Ariana uses for most of her recording sessions. Fans started connecting dots faster than the tabloids could keep up. A mysterious post from Ariana. Jungkook's sudden presence in LA. The same timestamp, 2:17 a.m. The same number Jungkook once mentioned during a live stream, saying it was when he wrote one of his most emotional songs. Could it really be random? Or was Ariana sending a message only certain people would understand? Hollywood insiders are already whispering that this might be more than coincidence. One producer who worked with both artists in the past claimed there had been creative sparks between them ever since they met at a private listening party hosted by Andrew Watt, a mutual collaborator known for blending pop and R&B elements with cinematic sensuality. The source didn't say much, only that something shifted in the room when they talked, like two artists who immediately understood each other. It might sound poetic, but when it comes to Ariana and Jungkook, even a whisper can turn into a storm. The visual details in Ariana's photo sent fans into a detective frenzy. Some swore they saw the faint outline of a tattooed hand reflected in the studio glass, a hand eerily similar to Jungkook's, down to the placement of the ink near his knuckles. Others said the ring glinting near the microphone looked just like the one Jungkook wore during his Standing Next to You promotions. Could Ariana really be teasing his presence? Or was it all a beautifully orchestrated illusion designed to make us ask exactly that? A few days later, the mystery deepened. A new song title quietly appeared in the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers (ASCAP) database, "Moonlight Over You." The credited writers included Kalani, Andrew Watt, and an unnamed Korean co-composer. The world gasped. Was this it? The collaboration everyone secretly hoped for, but didn't dare expect? Within hours, Ariana liked a fan tweet that read, "Moonlight Over You sounds like a love letter written at 2:17 a.m. That small, almost imperceptible move felt intentional, like a breadcrumb left for the hungry and hopeful. Meanwhile, Paparazzi captured Jungkook leaving a West Hollywood studio late one night, his hood pulled up, expression unreadable. The same night, Ariana posted a fleeting Instagram story, a blurred photo of city lights through a car window, the caption reading, "Somewhere in between sound and silence." The synchronization was uncanny. 2 stars, 2 timelines, 1 invisible thread. Whether it's music or something more intimate, they seem to be orbiting each other like 2 moons drawn by the same gravity. What makes this story so electrifying isn't just the possibility of a collaboration, it's the emotional undertone pulsing beneath it. Ariana has always been a master at expressing desire through restraint, intimacy through subtlety. Jungkook, in contrast, channels raw emotion through quiet vulnerability. Together, their energies could create something magnetic, an R&B confession soaked in moonlight and mystery. Even without confirmation, fans are already dreaming of what their voices might sound like together, imagining harmonies that blur the line between music and chemistry. Still, skeptics push back. Some argue that fans are projecting fantasies onto harmless coincidences, that Ariana's post could be about anyone, or no one at all. But even cynics can't deny how precise the timing is, how easily the clues align. Hollywood thrives on mystery, and Ariana knows exactly how to feed it. Her career has been built on turning speculation into spectacle, transforming whispers into cultural earthquakes. If this is another one of her perfectly timed illusions, it's working, and yet there's something different about this one. There's a softness in her tone, a vulnerability that feels less like marketing and more like confession. It's as if she's saying something she can't quite admit out loud, using her music to do the talking instead. The lyric, "He moves like a memory," isn't just poetic, it's aching. It suggests someone fleeting yet unforgettable, someone whose presence lingers long after they've gone. For anyone who's ever watched Jungkook perform, his fluid movements, his emotional precision, it's hard not to see the connection. Inside circles close to both artists claim that whatever's happening between them, creative or otherwise, is being kept deliberately private. One insider said, "They respect each other's artistry too much to make it a media circus. If they're creating together, it's not about headlines. It's about something real." That statement alone ignited even more curiosity. Because in Hollywood, no comment often means yes, but not yet. The world has seen countless celebrity collaborations, but this one, if true, feels like something more profound. It's not about fame, not even about music. It's about two souls mirroring each other's artistic pain and passion. Ariana, who survived loss and rebirth through song. Jungkook, who's carried the weight of global fame while trying to stay honest in his art. Both are chasing purity through creation, and perhaps, in that shared pursuit, they found each other. If only for a moment, as the speculation continues to ripple through fandoms across continents, neither Ariana nor Jungkook has broken their silence. But silence, in this case, speaks louder than confirmation. It allows the fantasy to breathe. It lets the music write its own mythology before the first note is even heard. Maybe the truth is simple. Maybe they met, shared a spark, and turned that spark into sound. Or maybe Ariana just posted a late-night thought, unaware that every pixel of her photo would be dissected. But isn't that what makes her a genius? The way she turns even ambiguity into art, letting us feel things that may not even exist. Tonight, as Los Angeles hums quietly under a violet sky, the same question lingers in every newsroom, every fan thread, every heart that beats a little faster when two stars align. Was that lyric really about Jungkook? And if it was, what does it mean for the world when Ariana Grande and Jungkook breathe the same melody? Maybe we'll never know. Or maybe, when her next single drops and the first note swells through the speakers, we'll all recognize it instantly. The sound of a memory moving through her voice, of a muse she never meant to name, and a connection too powerful to hide. Until then, the clock reads 2:17 again, and the world waits, wondering if somewhere in the city, Ariana Grande and Jungkook are still writing that song beneath the same moonlight. Days have passed since Ariana's cryptic post, yet the digital storm it unleashed hasn't calmed. It's only grown more intoxicating. Every breath she takes online is being monitored. Every move Jungkook makes in Los Angeles analyzed, as though the fate of pop culture itself depends on what they do next. Twitter hashtags like #Ariana and Jungkook and #HeMovesLikeAMemory have dominated the global trending list for days, surpassing even major political headlines. What makes this so addictive is the uncertainty, because the truth, at least for now, refuses to reveal itself. Late one evening, paparazzi footage emerged, a black SUV pulling up outside a secluded recording compound in Studio City. The camera caught a flash of blonde hair that unmistakably belonged to Ariana, followed by a figure stepping out of another car minutes later, hooded, masked, tall. The crowd instantly decided it was Jungkook. The way he walked, his posture, even the way he turned to speak to the security guard, it was enough for fans to declare it as fact. Within minutes, the internet was filled with side-by-side comparisons, slow-motion analyses, even frame-by-frame breakdowns claiming the evidence was undeniable. Then, as if adding fuel to the fire, Ariana posted again. This time a 12-second clip of her humming softly into a studio mic, her voice fragile yet sensual. The camera panned over a dimly lit soundboard, where faint notes on a lyric sheet could be seen. 2 words barely legible. Golden silence. Fans lost their minds. The title mirrored one of Jungkook's unreleased demos mentioned months ago by a producer in Seoul. Coincidence or confession? The media, predictably, turned it into a frenzy. Major outlets like Variety and Billboard began running headlines that danced delicately between speculation and certainty. Ariana Grande's new era, a collaboration hidden in plain sight. Read 1. K-pop meets pop royalty. Are we witnessing history? Read another. Meanwhile, Korean entertainment journalists began quietly asking around HYB, Jungkook's agency, but the company remained silent. No denial, no comment. And in the world of celebrity rumors, silence is louder than a press release. Ariana's inner circle, too, has been unusually evasive. Her close friend and stylist was asked directly about the posts during a live stream but laughed it off, saying only, "Let's just say inspiration can come from unexpected places." That single line sent fans spiraling again, because in Ariana's world, unexpected places often means unexpected people. But beneath all the hysteria, something more human is emerging, something almost tender. Fans are starting to see beyond the speculation, sensing an emotional thread weaving through both their lives. Ariana, recovering from heartbreak and searching for renewal through her music. Jungkook, navigating the solitude of global fame while redefining himself as an artist beyond BTS. Their stories run parallel, two paths of self-discovery that might have crossed at exactly the right or wrong time. Even if they never say it outright, there's something magnetic about the idea of them creating together. Not just for the novelty of East meeting West, but because emotionally, they make sense. Ariana's voice has always carried an ache, a mixture of innocence and experience, pain and pleasure. Jungkook's tone is equally dual, pure yet dangerous, gentle but commanding. Put them together, and you get a collision of vulnerability and desire, a sound that could alter the entire landscape of modern pop. There's another layer to this story that fans can't stop talking about, the lyrical mirror effect. In Jungkook's Standing Next to You, there's a line that says, "Every touch reminds me that love is still alive." Now, Ariana's rumored lyric, "He moves like a memory," feels like an echo of that sentiment, as though one song was reaching out to answer the other. Could it be that Ariana's upcoming music is her response, a continuation of Jungkook's unspoken narrative? The possibility is too poetic to ignore, and yet, even as fans build castles out of clues, there's an undeniable ache in the air, a reminder that every mystery has its limit, and every fantasy walks a thin line with truth. Maybe Ariana and Jungkook are simply two artists caught in each other's creative orbit, using silence and ambiguity as their instruments. Or maybe there really was a night in Burbank, when the lights were low and their voices met for the first time, not in front of cameras, not for fame, but for the sheer, private beauty of a song no one else has heard. But imagine, for a moment, if the rumors are true. If somewhere in a locked studio drive, there exists an unreleased track, Ariana's airy whisper wrapping around Jungkook's smooth tone, their harmonies building into something that sounds less like music and more like a memory being reborn. Imagine the world hearing it for the first time. The internet wouldn't just break, it would melt. Still, Ariana says nothing. Jungkook remains quiet. But perhaps that silence is the song. Perhaps what's really unfolding here isn't a scandal or a secret romance, but a story about inspiration, how one artist's presence can awaken something deep and electric in another. Maybe Ariana's post wasn't about love at all, but about that rare kind of muse who reminds you what it means to feel alive again. Hey, one fan put it perfectly in a tweet now shared over 500,000 times. She's not teasing a man. She's teasing a feeling, and that feeling just happens to look like Jungkook. And maybe that's why the world can't stop watching. Because whether this story ends in a song, a collaboration, or just a fleeting mystery, it already says something profound about how art is born. It reminds us that sometimes a single moment, a glance, a lyric, a midnight post, can hold a universe of meaning. So we wait. The next post, the next song, the next heartbeat of this story. Because until Ariana Grande tells us otherwise, the question that started it all still lingers like an unfinished melody. Was it really Jungkook who moved like a memory? The silence stretched for days, long enough for speculation to start feeling like fact, long enough for the tension to transform from gossip into mythology. Every breath of Ariana's Instagram feed seemed deliberate now. Every absence, every still frame, every line of a lyric was being dissected as though it contained the coordinates to the truth. Yet still she said nothing. And Jungkook, ever the enigma, kept moving through Los Angeles like a ghost wrapped in rhythm, always one step ahead of the flash of cameras. But then, something happened. Something subtle, almost imperceptible, but to those watching closely, it felt seismic. Ariana's team quietly updated her Spotify profile banner. The new image? A dim studio corridor lit by soft amber light, and at the far end, a figure in silhouette, broad shoulders, dark hoodie, standing beside a piano. It could have been anyone, but fans knew that posture, that quiet poise, that gravity. They were certain it was him. Jungkook.